The big question, did Bryan Kohberger act alone? I put out a poll recently, and 63% of about 7,800 people voted yes. It's definitely something to think about, and I still wonder why Bryan asked if anyone else was arrested initially. Maybe it was more mind games. Bryan Kohberger and his defense team also filed a request for discovery this week, asking among other things for information about a co-defendant in the case. The probable cause affidavit does not identify a co-defendant, and authorities have not suggested that Bryan may have had an accomplice. In fact, they stated no further arrests are expected in this case. In the court filing submitted by his public defender Ann Taylor, Bryan requested any written or recorded statements by a co-defendant, and the substance of any relevant oral statement made by a co-defendant, whether before or after arrest in response to interrogation by any person known by the co-defendant to be a peace officer or agent of the prosecuting attorney, or which are otherwise relevant to the offense charged. Bryan's team also wants disclosure in regards to whether any person was identified by a lineup or photo spread. This request is notable because the probable cause affidavit claims a roommate saw an individual leave the house right around the time of the murders. The affidavit does not mention anything about that roommate identifying Bryan as the individual she saw that night. The affidavit does allege that Bryan may have been stalking his victims for months before their deaths, based on the proximity of his cell phone to the victim's home. Bryan and his team will have about 6 months to build their case. He is due back in court towards the end of June. Bryan will remain behind bars until that time.